Hello hungry Don't Starvers. Welcome to the Don't Starving Scientist YouTube channel. I am hungry. I haven't eaten in 3 days. As you saw in the title of this video, I will be explaining why the Crab King sucks, and really just the whole concept of an ocean boss is terrible. But first, let me explain how the rework Crab King fight works. Hi, so while I was editing this video, I realized I forgot to plug my Twitch, so anyway, here's me plugging my Twitch. I stream weekdays 6 to 9 p.m. and Sunday as well. So I hope to see you there. If you're not sure you're going to like it, just give it a try. See if you do. I do speedruns and stuff, various bosses and critters. Anyway, sometimes I play with my friends and sometimes we're just hanging out. So you'll notice that I randomly fidget with this guy. If you want to name him, visit my Twitch. We'll be naming him. We'll be voting on names over the next couple of days. So I hope to see you there and enjoy the video. Just like before, you must socket 9 gems into the Crab King's 9 slots. And each gem buffs a different ability that the Crab King has, loosely following the color of the gem for the type of ability that it buffs. There are 8 different gem types, including Iridescent and Pearl. Before I explain what the gems do, let me give you a quick rundown of the fight. The wiki really does not do this fight justice. Immediately, once you socket 9 gems into the Crab King by holding the gem in your mouse and clicking on the Crab King, the king will bring up 4 to 15 cannon towers, about 4 tiles away from him, out of the water. These cannon towers will instantly destroy grass boats, making players on them drown, or punch a hole in wooden boats, giving players about 2 to 3 seconds before destroying the boat. He will simultaneously spawn 5 to 10 imposing claws, which spawn between the cannon towers and the king himself, and begin to close in to the nearest player's location. I call this the calm phase. The player is limited in this phase due to having to paddle their boat towards the Crab King to hit him. If the player kills all imposing claws, a 12-second timer starts, after which the Crab King will begin the ice phase. If the player deals 1500 damage at any point in this phase, the ice phase will start almost instantly. Then begins the ice phase. The Crab King will push all boats about 6 tiles directly away from him, and will spawn an ice platform as well as a number of crab guards and a single crab knight if he's below 4200 health. At the beginning of this phase, he's invincible and protected by an ice barrier, which must be destroyed before he is able to be targeted. Additionally, he will begin to heal himself with rocks. If the player attacks him during this healing animation, it stops and restarts. 25 seconds with 0 blue gems, or more realistically 19 seconds with or less, after the ice barrier is broken, the Crab King stops healing himself and begins to break the ice platform. The platform breaks into a number of ice boats, 1 per tile. The player must get onto a boat before the ice platform breaks into ice boats, as it is very difficult to tell where the ice boats will be, and it's very likely to drown you if you aren't careful. Shortly after the ice platform breaks, the Crab King begins the calm phase by spawning in posing claws and respawning all cannon towers. If the Crab King is defeated, he will drop a number of message bottles, as well as a blueprint for the Strident Trident, and if Pearl's Pearl is socketed, he will drop an altar piece required for the Celestial Champion. Now, let me explain what each gem color does. Adding red gems increases the amount of damage cannon towers do, both to players and to boats, as well as if the cannon towers can't cause leaks, can cause only small leaks, or can cause big leaks. Adding blue gems increases the amount of frost resistance the Crab King has, the amount of health the ice barrier has at the beginning of every ice phase, and decreases the amount of time between breaking the ice barrier and the ice platform breaking up into ice boats. Adding purple gems increases the number of crab guards during the ice phase, the amount of health they have, and their sleep resistance, and the sleep resistance of the Crab Knight. Adding yellow gems increases the number of cannon towers, the bane of my existence, increases cannon tower health, and decreases the amount of damage cannon towers take from being ran by boats. Adding orange gems decreases the amount of frames for each heal when the Crab King attempts to heal during the ice phase, and increases the amount each rock heals for. Adding green gems increases the number, health, and damage of the imposing claws the Crab King spawns between ice phases. If Pearl's Pearl is socketed, it's the equivalent of adding 3 gems of each color. During my testing, I discovered that if multiple Pearl's Pearls are required, either through cheats or glitches, you can add up to 9. They each contribute 3 gems of each color, and they will visually occupy 1 slot, but the fight will be slotted nonetheless when you socket 9 gems. Iridescent gems are the equivalent of adding 1 gem of each color. There really isn't any reason to add iridescent gems unless you want a harder, more glitchy challenge. Now, why do I think the Crab King sucks? Well, there are three main reasons. 1. The boat mechanics are annoying. In my testing, I found that it is extremely difficult to place boats reliably. If there is so much as the smell of an item in the water, you can't place a boat. The Crab King himself generates tons of ice items, as well as meat from killing the crab guards and imposing claws. And if you break the cannon towers, each one drops several items. If you manage to get on an ice boat, you often don't have enough time to find a place to place a longer lasting boat, on top of them being extremely buggy, and often drowning you even when you're seemingly on the intact part of the ice. 2. The cannon tower spawning breaks boats too fast. When you are hit with a cannon tower, it is never a mistake if you made as a player. They just have a tendency to spawn where your boat is. Many people believe that they always spawn in the same spot, but I tested this and verified it to be false. They spawn spaced relatively evenly, but their exact location is always different, and is very difficult, if not impossible, to predict when they will spawn. And thus, if you can wait on the ice platform until they spawn to place your boat, or if you don't have enough time to place a boat after they spawn, before the ice platform breaks. 3. The fight is supposed to be a build-your-own boss fight, and while it technically is, in practice it's not, as adding one more of certain gems with pearls pearl-socketed makes certain aspects of the fight unreasonably difficult to overcome. Luckily for Clay, I have 3 fairly simple suggestions to make the fight infinitely better. For point 1, I would suggest just making it easier to place boats. Make it so that when you use a boat, it always places, unless there's a structure or another boat in the way. It would simply push items and mobs out of the way so that you never have to deal with janky boat placement. Another option would be to just have a new boat auto-deploy if it's on the ground, and if the boat beneath it breaks. Again, pushing items out of the way. Or add an item specifically for the purpose. So the item would have to be affordable enough to be worth using, unlike non-autopilot stuff, and actually good at its job, which is saving you when your boat breaks. This is my biggest gripe with a boss fight, really. It's just the janky, barely usable boat physics. For the second point, I would say instead of instant death on grass boats, give the player 2 to 3 seconds, barely enough time to react. And on wooden boats, give them more like 6 to 10 seconds, which would be plenty of time to react, especially with an improved boat placement suggestion. Another option, which I would be even more happy if they added, would just be to make the cannon towers always spawn in the same spot. So you can just note where they spawn, and if you lost track of them, it's a skill issue, not a janky, inconsistent game mechanic issue. And for my third point, I would suggest making the gem options much more granular. For these examples, I will be assuming you're fighting a pearled Crab King, since there is little to no reason to fight him without the pearl. Adding 1 red gem means the cannon towers deal 40 damage and cannot cause leaks. Adding 2 means they deal 45 damage and always cause small leaks. Going from never causing leaks to always causing leaks is such a huge jump, which makes it entirely unviable to use wooden boats in the fight. Adding 1 blue gem does not change the ice barrier's health, but adding 2 triples it from 100 to 300, and reduces the amount of time you have to deal damage during the ice phase from 19 with 0 to 17 with 1 and 15 with 2. I previously thought the difference between sleep resistance 2 and sleep resistance 12 was a lot bigger, as I thought that sleep resistance reduced the effectiveness of the pan flute. However, it actually doesn't. The only difference is the amount of times you must blow the pan flute, which any character can kill Crab King in 3 to 4 cycles, which is 8 uses of the pan flute, with 2 to 4 purple gems. Adding 1 yellow gem doesn't change the cannon tower health, but adding 2 doubles it from 300 to 600, as well as massively reducing the amount of damage they take from ramming. Adding 1 orange gem massively increases the amount of healing each rock does during the ice phase, but players still always cancel the animation if they just hold F. But adding 2 makes you have to use animation canceling to cancel healing, and is super buggy at that. During my testing, numerous times I would be animation canceling perfectly, and I just wouldn't cancel the healing at all, making the Crab King extremely quickly heal to full health. And again, adding 1 green gem only increases the imposing claws damage and the number of claws, but adding 2 doubles each claw's health, making it entirely unviable to try and kill the claws to start the ice phase. My goal isn't to tell Claire what a terrible game they have. I love Don't Starve. I play it every single day. I hope that Clay sees this video and implements the boat fix that they really have no excuse to still have janky, unreliable boat placement after 6 years of development. But really, Don't Starve is a great game. I just want it to be even better. After days of researching and testing, I came up with truly the best, most reliable, least buggy, cheapest, easiest, no cheese, glitchless method for killing Crab King, which I do not have the time to include in this video. So if you want to make sure you see that video when it comes out, subscribe and like the video. Be sure to leave a comment telling me what you think. It really helps the channel, and I try to respond to every single comment. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you have a great day.